Yo, what is good, ladies and gents? This is Ian Walker and Brandon Smith. We are the duo that is the Chillin' Sketch podcast. We
What's
are
up?
we are back. We are out here. We're doing big things yet again, hanging out, talking movies, talking conventions, talking art as always. And while doing so, you get to watch us draw and work on our projects while we chat it up and hang out. Over below on our deals here, we're both on Instagram. I am ID Walker Art on all my socials, TikTok, Instagram, Patreon, all of that stuff. And Brandon is Dwight Illustrations on Instagram and TikTok. You got TikTok, right? You got
I do. Yep.
and on all his socials as well. So if you guys can support us by following our socials, we really appreciate that. And also make sure that you join us here on our show every Monday night. We generally would like to try to start between 7 and 8 o'clock. We kind of keep it loose goose here, depending on life. But we try to start at the latest at 8 p.m. But earliest between 7 and 7:30, 8 o'clock. But we out here every Monday consistently though, because we are right here on was this episode 4 now?
Episode 4,
here.
man.
We are out here. Consistency is real. We're streaming right now over on YouTube and on Twitch. There's going to be a couple of things that Brandon and I are going to be working on changing up for 2026 as far as access and things like that, because we do want to first get it out to our friends and family, and also start building a community of people that really enjoy the show, and hopefully do more. And I've been working on trying to get this on audio too, to put this on the audio podcast. So once I figure that out and get that going, you'll be able to listen to us too, on your drives to work, or just playing in the background when you're doing your projects, whatever it may be. But having this as an audio podcast is the next thing that we're going to work on as well. So as time goes on, we'll communicate with you guys, let you know. In the meantime, we just ask, if you really enjoy the show, please follow us on in our socials, especially follow us on the YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel, ID Walker Art. And I'm also on Twitch as well, so follow there. And that's the gist. What you see tonight here is Brandon. I was telling him every time we start a stream, I'm always starting with my art first, just selfish, taking up all the spotlight. We're partners, and y'all don't never see his stuff, man. You see a glimpse. So, like, y'all saw a Tron car last week, and that was it. That's all you saw. It was like, right. Oh, I guess he kind of draws that AI. No,
it just showed up.
Yeah, it just popped up. I mean, that could have been a prompt. So
that's funny.
So we mixed it up. We're gonna highlight Brandon's work tonight and show y'all. Yes, the dude does draw. You see, he's working on. Man, let me shut up, man. Tell the folks what you working on. Bro.
Yeah, no, this is a reimagination of Snow White, because I did Aurora already, and I'm doing almost done with an Ariel, and so this is Snow White. This is for my wife, actually, because she does a lot of arts and crafts shows. She has her own little business, and so I do all the art for her. I mean, it's not all for her, but some of it is for her. And
right.
I'm just trying to do, I call it reimagination, because I try to create these characters if I was to design them today. And also it helps me to avoid some of the more stingy copyright issues,
Yeah.
So
that's smart. That's actually really smart. So doing a lot of reimagining type art to avoid copyrights. Like, nobody could walk down your aisle and be like, "Oh, who's you're that Snow White? Yeah, cease and desist. Take that down." They're like, "Oh no, that looks like Maleficent's daughter."
It could be anybody.
Yeah, it can be anybody.
But I mean, I try to keep the colors consistent, so there's a similarity.
Right.
But and the short hair, she's got more of maybe a old school Halle Berry kind of hairstyle to kind of nod to
the whole look is old school Halle Berry.
Yeah, and Snow White's got the shortest hair of the princesses, so this is kind of a nod to that,
Okay,
to her.
okay. Now you're gonna go background with this one, or is this gonna be?
Yeah, no, it's gonna have a forest background.
Okay.
But
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah, I
do
see you
that.
got the birds around her and everything sketched
Yeah,
out.
these are now. My wife laughs at me because when I start all my artwork,
Uh-huh.
it's all very loose. I call it idea sketches.
Or as
Just
we like to
crazy
call
idea.
them, fingers,
Hey
bullets.
man, they are in the beginning. I mean,
Yeah.
bro, I couldn't pay someone to take this art in the beginning, but I mean,
Yeah.
these are just really loose ideas of birds. But I understand. But you got it. You understand what it is.
Oh, I definitely understand, man.
This, you understand the language, but
Yeah.
some people don't. Man, they're like,
Yeah.
are those birds? But
It looks like it, but
yeah. And so the way I work is I do things on a clipping layer, a clipping mask until I like it. So here's the original, right?
Right.
Blue, and then the first tone, I like it, and then I build on that. And if I like it, then I'll combine them like that. So now it's just one clipping mask, and I do that just to keep it. Because if I have too many layers, I'll drive myself crazy.
No, I feel you.
You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
just try to take a couple steps out there. If the water's fine, then I collapse the layers down.
Yeah.
And eventually, this is the sketch layer. Well, these are the main colors I'm working with.
Mhm.
But this is the sketch layer, and eventually I'll either paint over that,
There he is.
and then
There he is. He popped in. He's over on Twitch, hanging out on Twitch.
I see it. Oh, okay, so we're able to see him over here too, yeah.
Yeah, we see everybody on all the platforms we're
All right.
Oh, you did. Okay. Let me take a look at this message. Yeah, keep on going, Brandon.
Yeah. All right. So this is just my process. I like to, once I get a few layers in and I'm happy with it, I collapse the layers, and that kind of helps me to commit to something. So I'm not, because I'm the type of artist, I'll overthink everything, and I have a hard,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Layers are my worst enemy. You mean I have this many options? I'll be here all day trying to make a decision. So I have to just do it while I can. And
facts.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at, and I save a lot. Save my image. So I got if you remember in the original Snow White animated movie, she had her little hoodie, her little cape.
Right.
So that's the nod to this.
Okay.
The dress is more modern with yellow accents. And I'm going to draw a yellow set. It's going to be a 2-piece sash on the back.
Mm-hmm.
That's a deleted layer. But it's going to go somewhere around here. And it's going to have, I don't know, something. I've been really in love with like this silky fabric
look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of noticed that. I was like,
you see it in my work, man. I'm like,
yeah, he's in a phase right now. He's like, it looks tough though. It looks good.
I mean, you're gonna see it for a while. Because that's just what it is. What's up, Takoon? Takoon is in the house.
Yeah.
Are you coming in as a guest, or are you gonna join us on this side?
Yeah, he's gonna come in on this side as a guest.
Oh, okay.
And everything. Yeah, he's gonna show off his art and everything. I'm just trying to get the tag for him. So Takoon is gonna be joining us tonight. Once I get my ish together. And let's see, copy. Here we go. And once I get that to him, he's gonna join us. So yeah, if you could tell, like, so what kind of stuff are you like when you're doing your shows and stuff?
Yeah.
How do you go about doing that on your end? Because I mean, what we're doing is kind of the same, but it's actually a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, my shows. So right now, my wife does a lot of arts and craft fairs here in our local area. I'm in Central Florida, if anyone didn't know that. So there is a lot of push for art fair, but it's usually like a one-day fair.
Right.
You set up for the day, and there's a huge Disney influence over here, obviously, and a pop culture because, we have Universal just 30 minutes from here. And so people come here and they're in love with it. I mean, it's the thing, right? And so my wife does her thing, and we work kind of together-ish. I mean, she spearheads it, but I do all the artwork. So I don't really have a dedicated booth or a show just for me, and I'm going to start changing that. I used to.
About to soon, Doc.
Huh?
So you about to real soon, Doc.
About to real soon. And back in 2019, just before the pandemic broke out, I did my last show, and I told her, I said, well, you know, you have a skill for this. I was telling her that. I was like, this is just your thing, and people seem to love what you're doing. Why don't you take it over for a while, and then I can build up a volume or a body of work, and then I'll come visit back later. And man, she does really good to the point where she started the business out of it, or in part, right?
Right.
So pandemic happened. It shut us down for a few years. Then I moved here, shut me down for another year or two. But I got into some big shows over here, like MegaCon and others.
Right.
And so now that I have a nice body of work again, I would like to start getting back out there. But I tell you what, one of the things for me that really slowed me down was second guessing. And not committing to something. And I think I fell into the trap that maybe a lot of people do. You always want to draw what you think other people want to see.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
and it backfires on you, man.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, this is what, in the last show, this person said, hey, you should draw Robin. So you draw Robin in the next show. Those people aren't around. And now you got this.
Sure not, bro.
16 by 20 thing of
Yeah. You forget they were at the last show, not this one.
Yeah. Now you got this big old thing of Robin and no one wants it.
Yeah. Big pile of Robin prints, dude. And you're like, yes, these. You know, like
and no one liked it, man. And no one liked it. But I had a good time when I was doing the shows. Actually, I lived in the same area as Takunin too. Him and I both lived in, I guess it's Northern California, I guess, ish. And we had an opportunity to do some shows together, and it was just, man, there's a lot of trial and error. Even if you're a good artist, there's still a lot of trial and error to it.
Right.
There's still a lot. I mean, because it's not just about having pretty prints up. It's about people seeing that you really do have a passion for what you're doing. Because as soon as they come up to your table, if you're not ready to jump into that fandom with them, they're just like, oh, okay, nice. Did you even do that?
Is that AI? That's always the question now, dog.
Yeah.
It's trash for truth.
The AI train right now is just so...
Nobody trusts art anymore. I think that's one of the saddest things in the world that's happening right now. And I think hinders a lot of artists, too, from wanting to even create, because everything is always being questioned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Always being questioned.
It's like they say nowadays, you got to keep your receipt, man. This thing is automatically, Clip Studio Paint is recording everything I do on this.
Yeah.
So later I put it up, right? And that works. People understand. They go, okay. But there will always be, man, back in the day, it was like, if from a person who was just toxic, they just jealous, right? They're like, oh, you must have traced that. Or you stole that
tracing before. Yeah, it was tracing.
Yeah, before it was tracing, you stole that off the internet. And now it's, well, that must be AI, It's like, what?
That's funny because, and you know what's funny about that, dog? Is when tracing became cool after a while. It was like, yeah, use tracing for reference, just don't claim it as yours. It's kind of like the same AI argument. Like, yeah, when you're learning something, it's good to trace because it helps build your muscle memory. Just don't put up the post and act like it's yours, like you came up with it.
Right.
And that died out completely, right? It became decent to do,
Right.
So now AI is like the new tracing.
Yeah, now it's like the new go-to thing when people are, but give us some time, man. I think we'll iron it out. One thing about art, man, is people are always going to want the human element to it.
And that's why I'm not scared of this industry dying like a lot of artists are.
No, man.
The problem is going to come not for the artists. I think it's going to come for the consumers, because now that there's so much cheap dank, soulless AI art out there. Once they realize that, oh snap, okay, that doesn't have much soul in it. Well, guess what? Now that you want some real art, well, guess what? I was selling $35 headshots. Now I'm going to sell you $75 headshots because now you're buying a human element now.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to be okay with that, or just deal with the AI that you get from it and don't say nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And collectors don't want that, man.
They don't.
They don't. They want the real stuff.
Real deal.
And it's hard now as an artist, because as a digital artist, because sometimes people who go to Comic-Cons understand, but if you go to an art fair, they may not always know what digital art means. Like you got to explain it, because now they're thinking, oh, you mean like AI? And it's like, no. So what I tell them, like, you have an advantage. You use an iPad. That's easy for anyone to understand. I draw this on my iPad. They're like, oh, what? That's cool.
Yeah.
I can't really say that and be truthful, but I have to still say it's like a big iPad. That's what I tell them. Think of a big iPad. Oh, okay, all right. And then you just like what? You just kind of, I'm like, well, no, I don't just. There's a lot more to it than that. But yeah,
right
on a big iPad, man.
They're like, oh, really though?
Yeah, it's
like, look, dog, just watch this video, dude.
Just
calm down.
Now I have to have something on loop. What do they call it? A montage on loop on an iPad sitting on my table.
That's annoying, bro.
So people, that's how I'm feeling, right? So people know, oh, this is really him drawing it.
Yeah.
Or I have to be sketching at my table.
Yeah.
That's cool. So yeah, some of the challenges that I had going. Oh, first off, what I'm doing, in case people are wondering, is I'm not ready to get rid of the lines yet. I'm just trying to lay down the idea of color, and so she's going to probably be in an evening, almost like, I guess you call it dusk-ish kind of setting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm keeping it kind of warm. Plus, she's got the red cape, so I'm keeping the skin tones kind of warm. But some of the shadows will be a little colder. But anyway, I'll get into that a little later. So right now, I'm not ready to get rid of the line art, so I'm just doing the basic shading and stuff like that. But yeah, so when I was doing cons before, and I would see people doing really well, and I eventually realized that what I was missing is, and people will tell me this, draw what you want to draw what you enjoy.
Yeah.
Right. And start with that. And I think I fell into that thing where I'm just trying to keep up with the person across from me, and it's like, I see so many people so successful, and they show up, man, and some of them aren't even as skilled as the next artist, but they're doing really well because there's a passion there,
Right.
There's a passion.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What do you focus on when you go to shows? Like, how do you, well, that's not a good question. When you're engaging with folks during a show, how do you engage with folks?
So that's where I think, that's a good question. And that's where I think already being passionate about what you're doing comes in, because your artwork will draw them to you, usually, and you will keep them there. Who you are as an artist will determine sometimes within a few seconds whether that person wants to stay at your booth and even invest, or they're just like, because I've had people say stuff like, oh, your art's a little different than other people. You focus a lot on robots. And, I like to classify my art as more of like a semi-realism, not really realism, but not really too cartoony either. And so it's not really anime either, I would say. Right. And if I can't commit them, if I can't engage with them, then, I mean, obviously buying is out of the question. They don't even want to hang out. They don't even want to follow. They're just like, oh, looks nice. And they move on. So what I'm going to start doing, what my goal is now going forward, is I want to start focusing on something that I already am passionate about. Like this painting right here. I could just draw Snow White the way everyone remembers her.
Right.
Do a quick little, and then there's no imagination involved because I can reference it right from a Disney artist. And although she's a familiar character, I'm trying to bring something new to it. So this is where it's me. And then people will ask, wow, well, first sometimes they might ask, well, who is that? And then once you tell them, it's like, Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And that's really, hopefully they'll say, that's really cool. I like that.
Right.
And what inspired you? Well, let's chat. Let's
Yeah.
talk.
Let's talk
You
about
know?
that. Yeah. No, that's a good. And that's a good reason. A good way to um good way to do that. Definitely getting people's attention because when they see something different that kind of looks familiar but is not quite what they're used to seeing, it does kind of
Mhm.
like it's if the image has to be striking enough. I've noticed that it's got to be attention grabbing because as soon as they look at it, they're like, "Oh snap!" And they do that little head tilt thing and they look for a
Yeah.
second. You
Yeah.
know,
They're like,
that's when you grab them. You know what I mean? That's when you got to grab them because as soon as they get that curiosity, if you miss that head tilt or that little glare, you're done. You're done. They're not gonna. If you let them get away, that's you. That's a you problem. So, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Let me see. Taco, you gonna hop on, player? Got you. I think I sent you the link.
yeah, no, he has a lot of experience with.
Yeah, that's we're waiting to get some gems off of Tycoon in a second, man. I love to get his perspective on how he's gone about doing his shows and his work too. I've been doing a lot more Pokemon work.
Mm-hmm.
That's just been drawing Pokemon are fun. It's fun drawing Pokemon straight up. I am. I have a lot of fun drawing those characters. So whenever I see, I get an opportunity to draw them, I do. They're kind of like almost kind of like warm up type sketches for me,
Mm-hmm.
and just allows me to just be like, okay, once I warmed up, then if there's um a bigger thing that I'm trying to do, then I'm able to go ahead and do that right after because then I'm all warmed up and then I'm ready to go, which is cool. So
So Pokemon's your thing.
it's becoming my thing. I'll say that. I've been what's been my thing a lot lately is doing a lot of game design and game art for tabletop games and games in general, and as well as my comic books. So you know
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing. But like today, I did a bunch of I put them together because I have a Patreon where I create and sell paper miniatures, and those are for games like people that play Dungeons and Dragons or they play war games, like Warhammer, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that stuff is so expensive. Buying that, those plastic figures, putting them together, painting them, or nobody can buy a stinking 3D printer. So this is an alternative that
Oh
people
yeah,
can
yeah.
do easier, quick barrier to entry. So like one of the examples like this here, this is like an army dude I made. Make sure you get that hole out of the way because that's like killing me right now.
Oh yeah.
There you
Oh
go.
okay. Yeah, yeah. I can
You
see
see that
it.
little soldier? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like front side, and then I draw the back side too.
Right.
You know, and
And you
it's
put him like on a little thing where it stands on its own.
yeah, it's got a little flat bottom at the bottom here,
Yeah.
and you can set it on the table, and you know, quick barrier to entry. It's a lot of fun. And I was doing like a big ones today. I was doing like a rock giant, and I did like a space golem type guy. So I actually filmed the YouTube video for that, and I need to put it out this week. but yeah.
Hmm.
So let me see here.
See,
I'm
that's
trying
passion, like we were talking about.
to no facts. It's true. It's true. Let's see here. So I just put the link in the Instagram. So hopefully some folks will see that and come hang out and
Oh
check
yeah.
out this tonight. Let's see here. So I'm gonna be doing that myself. So in the next few weeks, man, probably, let me see. Yeah, probably next week's show. You gonna catch your boy making starting the pages for Pantheon issue 6, bro.
Oh yeah?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm so excited, bro.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm so excited, dude. Like I got enough issues now where I can just because issue 6 it's technically issue 6, but it's only going to be available in the volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be an individual floppy. I'm just going to put everything together and put it out that way. So that gives people incentive to buy the book, the full volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it has been a journey. There he is.
This has been an adventure.
Yeah, facts. At the stage. Taku.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Okay. I haven't used this program before, but is the mic okay?
Yeah, you're good, bro. Let me see.
Okay.
There we go. I'll just do it like that.
Oh wait, let me change this thing. I just realized. Oops.
Oopsie. We're on StreamYard, so we're trying to figure out this.
How do you? Okay, so because I noticed you guys have like icons and then you have the screen. So I thought, yeah, I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, yours is coming up as as an icon, which is fine, but yeah, you would have to, like, if there was another camera. I don't know if I'm able to do. Let me see, extra camera. Let me see. Yeah, no, that's fine. So what we'll do is what you could do is like Brandon's doing. He's sharing his screen, and then we'll add it, and then we switch out.
Yeah, that's fine.
There you go. What's up, man? Man, you froed out, dog.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
It's cold, man.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Oh,
Yeah.
How you been, man?
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Fatherhood treating you good, of course.
Yeah, it's pretty dope so far.
That's cool, man.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I realized that like the webcam that I have on my computer is like facing this way, but my desk is facing this way. So
it's all good.
Yeah, I'm a little like off center.
No, it's all good. You got your whole Pokemon collection in the back.
Man, I want to see
That's
that up
crazy. Hold up, I'm expanding that real quick.
Oh,
that is insane, bro.
Oh, that's just one of the shells, but yeah, they're all.
That's Digimon. That's all Digimon and Pokemon back there.
Yeah, I have
the Digimon shelf in the middle. Then you got the Pokemon shelf at the third row. Now, top row, is that One Piece or what is? Yeah, that's One Piece.
The top is One Piece stuff, and then there's other rows. I have Transformers, Ninja Turtles, Marvel stuff, but it's just you can't see them from here. But yeah.
And you got the Cricket back there behind you. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stop putting you on the spot now.
Makes my little collection look like a blank wall.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a fake background for me, bro. At least y'all is real. I'm sure y'all don't want to see my closet in the bedroom. My wife wouldn't appreciate it either, so that's why. She was asking me when we first started streaming. She goes, "You're gonna stream our room live? I don't want anybody seeing my dresses and stuff." I'm like, "Baby, it's fine." It's like, "No, don't do it." I'm like, "I'm gonna put a fake background in the back too." It was funny. And she goes, "People can see me when I come in and out." I'm like, "No."
They got one of those room dividers too.
Oh, do you?
True.
For like $60. Yeah, it's foldable.
Yeah, but the room is not. I mean, it's a decent sized room, but where the bed is positioned, that wouldn't rock.
Oh, okay.
That wouldn't work. So, but Man, we was talking about a few things right now, but what we were talking about too was stuff at conventions
Oh yeah.
done. So I don't know if you want to talk about some experiences you've had and some of the things you've done at certain shows.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be down. Um,
What was the last show that you did before you took your break, like you're taking now? What would you say?
okay, so like yeah, like usually like from I want to say November until February, I don't really do any shows.
Okay.
Um, Most of the time, like I mean, that's it. It's weird. Like that is usually like a slower period where it's like there's not really any shows during that time that are like I'm not like small stuff, sure, but like
Mm.
yeah. So like I usually like kind of that time I'm just like either working on new stuff or catching up on things that I didn't get to during the con
Right.
season. Um, my last show that I did was it might have been Tekken. No, okay, so the last big show I did was Tekken World Tour, which was because Toronto was the last stop, one of the last stops for the Tekken World Tour for Tekken 8, and
Hmm.
then that was pretty cool. That was at the Red Bull Gaming Center here in Toronto, but which that was an event. Oh, that was an event on its own, just like the whole because the city lost power to the building we were originally going to use. So we had to switch. Like we had set up our stuff the night before and had to like dismantle all our tables and then move them over. It was crazy.
Oh wow.
Um,
Like you mean everybody that was vending there had to dismantle and move?
yeah, we like because we went. So it took place at Humber University here.
Okay.
And so because they have like it's a pretty big campus, so they have like a really nice area that holds some gaming events.
Yeah.
Um, and so we had we had players flying in from Korea, Japan. We had
Wow.
players, yeah. So
For
we had so that it was gonna be a big thing, yeah. But so we went the night before because it was only about an hour or so away from my house. And we went and set up all our stuff. All the artists, not just the artists, but like all the gaming setups were there. The screens, the projector, like all that stuff.
Mhm.
Was set up the night before, and then we got there like first thing in the morning, and they weren't letting people in the building because I guess one of the the hydro trucks hit or blew a transformer or something. And so the entire venue or the entire campus lost power so that we couldn't run the event. And so it was like the morning of, and the Korean players are outside waiting to try to get in. It was so chaotic.
That is wild.
And like the showrunner was there
Mhm.
too, like the head organizer, and they wouldn't even let him in the building, so it was just like it was a mess.
What?
It was crazy. And then yeah, so we had to like scramble basically, and then we had to move all the way. We had to move on the other side of town
Mhm.
to like because where Humber College is like just outside of the city,
Mhm.
so it's like outskirts, so it's kind of like it's easier to get to. But we had to move to a venue that's in the heart of the city,
Right.
so that was a little tough. So we had to get inside. Everybody had to dismantle their stuff, and
Mhm.
then drive it all the way over there. And then this venue was about like half the size, so we had to figure out all like the floor plan. Pretty much like it was like everything was just like we made it up as we went along. It went really well, but it was like
Getting started was a challenge.
so
Yeah.
but it was cool. Like
Imagine the announcer, "Hey guys, I promise it's gonna be tight. Just
yeah,
want to get it going,
don't
like
worry, it'll be sick. It's gonna be
football
sick.
starts."
Yeah, no, it was fun though. It was cool. I'm pretty sure that it was either that was my last event or I did another event that was called VGLX, which was like it was a newer. It's a first, like those cons, and it's their first year,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
and those are always kind of like 50-50.
Chaotic.
It could go really well,
You're right.
or it could not.
rare though, dude. Yeah, that's
It's very yes, yeah. I that's true. Because like, yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I've doing more cons and stuff myself. Yeah, and a lot of them being first year cons. Them things be rough, bro. It's like, dude, you
9
kidding me?
times out of 10, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it feels like it is, but it's like I've had ones where it's like one out of those, it's like a really good one, and it's like, oh, that's like, but it's a unicorn. It's not. That doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the VGS one was okay. It was just okay. It was one of those shows, and I'm sure you guys have seen this at least this year especially. There's a lot of these events that just popped up and they don't know what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they just
I
have
had some of
everything.
those.
You know what I mean? Like they just have
Yeah.
everything. Um,
I feel like a lot of anime conventions do that. I think they're just like they'll say, "Yo, we're gonna have an anime convention," but they have everybody there, like
yeah,
and all of that stuff instead of just focusing on,
on
what.
actual what you
Yeah,
want to see.
what's good, Brandy? Welcome in.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, do we have a chat that we can see?
You sure
I
do.
should have. I didn't even think about that.
Live from Hollywood Studios. Oh, is she out and about right now?
She's out and about, man.
Brandy?
She's out
Making
and
that
about.
content.
She's got the girls out there with her. Her cousins are down from California.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so she's got some Disney parks to catch up on. 9:00. Oh yeah, they're gonna shut it down.
Yeah. Very cool. That's dope. Yeah, spread the word.
So are you gonna get back into shows this year? Or next year?
Or Ian.
You. Like,
Oh,
are you gonna...
yeah. I have, yeah. Like I've been averaging about 20 shows a year right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
2024, no, it was 2023 and 2024 were a little more hardcore because like I did like 26.
Oof.
But that was like I was just trying. I was like, oh, I'll try this one. I'll give it a shot. Why not? I'll do one. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see how it is, and I'll give it a shot. And if it sucks, it sucks. I won't go back.
right.
Right.
But yeah, this year I pretty much like I cut all the shows that weren't great, and I just went to the ones that I know are good. Like, oh, I know I'm gonna make this amount. So, and I feel, and like obviously, if you're like when you're full time, you have to kind of be more selective.
Yeah.
So, but
what do you do to determine? What's your process and what's your process of determining what's a good show for you and what isn't? Like, how do you go about picking your shows that you'll do? Because the thing is, man, your stuff, you can go to any show. You can do it because you've done anime cons, but you can do the regular big cons. But I notice your focus is more anime and more the video game tournament style cons. So how do you decide what you think is going to be good for you and where you're going to get the most success?
That's a good question. So like I've kind of realized like I feel like it's the audience because there are some like I tend to like comic shows like that's fine. I mean I have a lot of Marvel stuff and I do NDC and I but I feel like comic shows are there's two different kinds of comic shows. There are comic shows like MegaCon, for example.
I'm wondering if you're going to say what I think you're going to say. Go for it.
There's ones that are like, yeah, I feel like you'll know what I'm talking about. There's ones that are like the, MegaCon or Fan Expo, whatever, Emerald City, which are awesome. I do great at those. Those are fantastic. They're great for like profit wise, and they're also really good because you get to network with people and you get to meet artists, all that kind of stuff. Then there are the ones that are kind of like Bakersfield Comic Con or like Niagara Falls Comic Con, and it's like it's literally just it's just people. It's just autograph events. It's just that people get their autographs. They just want to, they buy their photographs and they leave. They're not interested in like buying art or anything like that.
Right.
It's either that or they're interested in, and it kind of bleeds over into like where like some of these events don't know what they really want to do because they'll push like, oh, we have this person and this person and this person, and then they'll grab artists, and like their table's gonna be like $300 for some reason,
Bro.
and like. You know what I mean? And it's like it's
Yeah.
basically a lot of those events. They're just they get artists because they can use us to cover the cost. To be fair,
Mhm.
but it's like that, and then so the focus is like the audience is more they're coming for their autograph or to get their Funko Pop signed,
Right.
or they're there just to buy TCG stuff.
Right.
So and that's kind of like those ones I kind of cut off. I don't really mess with those anymore, and you can kind of tell.
Yeah.
When you look at that, if you look at their like Instagram accounts or their Twitter or their website, you can see, oh, it's that kind of an event.
100%.
You know what? Okay,
if they highlight,
if
if they highlight nothing but the celebrities they're having at the show, it's like I'm good. You know.
you can already tell. You're like, oh, I know what this is.
Facts.
And it's like I did like Niagara Falls Comic Con. I did it 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
The first year I went, it was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's another thing too with events. When it's your first time going to an event that's out of your city or your state or your province or country, whatever, when it's your first time doing it, you have an advantage because you're new.
Mm-hmm.
So people are like, oh, so your sales are always going to be better, I feel like, the first time you go.
Right.
Because every single year, granted, obviously, economy and world climate, all that kind of stuff pays into that. But I feel like for me, like Niagara Falls, I use that as an example always because I'm like, that one, it's every single year, it was like, oh, I made this much less. Oh, this much less. And then where it's like, I don't know if this is worth it for me to even drive to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like, I could be at home. Like, my biggest thing that I always hate, this is the worst feeling at a show, is when you're at a show and you're like, yeah, you're making money, you're making sales, but it's like, I could be at home drawing new stuff, and I'd probably be making more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Man.
So that's kind of like how I gauge for Comic Cons.
Right.
For other events like anime cons. And some anime cons do have that same problem where they don't. It's not necessarily that they have different audiences.
Mm-hmm.
It's more so that they have, I think, the showrunners don't understand their audience because a lot of anime cons, like they'll say, "Oh, we have the voice actor of this character,
Right.
And then you find out it's just like, the Mickey Mouse English dub character. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's the English voice of like this character. Oh, that's cool. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. There are some English voices that are good, right? Like okay, like someone like Goku or Vegeta, that's fine. That's a dub that people watch. They know it, so they'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool. But I mean, granted, he's a so many things, so it's not really that special. But like there's so many times when they be like, yeah, we have the voice of they actually, that same con at Niagara Falls did this too, where they were like, we have the voice of Goldie Roger from One Piece, and I'm like, oh, that's sick. How'd they get him out here?
Right.
And it's the 4Kids one, and I'm like, oh, no one wants that. What? You know what I mean? That's why are we doing that? 4Kids on Fox TV? No, that's not even the Funimation. like
that's funny. What's up, Ben Magical B? What's going on, man? Thanks for popping in. What's good? Hope you enjoyed the chat. If you have any questions for any one of us, Brandon, myself, or Takun, type it up in the chat. We'll look at them and try to answer your questions, guys. Okay? So, all right, keep that in mind. We want you guys a part of the conversation as well. But you just said 4Kids version, WB 4Kids version of One Piece. That's funny.
You know what I mean? Like,
is that even a thing? Is that something?
It was no 4Kids. So in 2004, 4Kids tried to do it, and they like made it. It's 4Kids. So all the guns were super soakers, and
That's
you
funny.
know, it just doesn't work. But yeah,
32
so
minute content got cut down to 15 minutes because they had to cut out everything that was adult.
yeah, anything like mildly adult. Like they can't be having cigarettes. They gotta have lollipops instead. So
Yeah,
just crazy.
that is funny. But yeah, I agree with you. I did a Substack last year when after I had done Superhero Comic Con. It was a show in San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
And they called it was Superhero Con, and we had done the show. First off, it was a 4-day con, unheard of. It went from Thursday all the way to Sunday. And we paid $400 for that.
That's actually a good price.
What's the attendance for that? What was the attendance?
Say what?
What was the attendance for it?
It was huge. It was. I mean, it was great for people who, like you mentioned earlier, going to get your Funko Pop signed, get your autographs from your favorite, from your favorite celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as if you're an artist in Artist Alley, how about no? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember that show. That first off, to get in was literally a quarter of your rent in California. It was like $100 for an adult ticket, and then for kids it was like $15-20. So imagine just a simple family of 4 going in. That's $240 right there. That's a quarter of your rent. Okay, just to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Then you want to go and find the celebrity you're trying to get your stuff signed or get a photo with. That's another $100 minimum that you drop.
Yeah, man.
And so then what this show had done was they created a whole separate area where all the celebrities were that were doing all the celebrity signings at. And then they had an arcade in there with like snacks and stuff like that.
What kind of arcade though? Like
it was like an old school. It was like quarters. It was all quarters, quarter arcades. So people were going in there, completely leaving the floor, the sales floor, and Artist Alley never got touched, bro.
Man, I've had
and everybody was going next door. It's like now coming from a consumer perspective, that's wonderful. Because let me tell you something. If I spend $200, dog, we gonna be in here all day playing games and all that. I'm getting my $200 worth. Okay, that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're an artist that's trying to make money and it's just all a bunch of celebrities and there was no real comic book anything there, the most they know about comic books are the ones they see on the CW universe or or the Marvel movie. You know what I'm saying? That was the audience that they were attracting. So when they walked down the aisle and saw, my Pantheon comic book, or nobody wants no sticking Pantheon. What is that? He's not even a real superhero. He's black and doesn't have lightning powers? Not interested. You know what I'm saying? So they're just like, they don't know who that is, So they just, it sucked because they were taking people out of the main area and putting them into another place. And they focused just solely on the celebrities that were there. The only artists that got shined there were like the real veterans. Like I met Ariel Diaz there, super dope artist. She is amazing. Of course, David Finch. We all know how dope David Finch is. And there was like 1 or 2 other artists, big name artists that were there. They got stuff, but anybody else that was there, they had like 2. Let me see, not 2. It was like 100 artists in Artist Alley.
That's a lot.
It was a grip. So nobody got shine. It was like if people were on the sales floor, they were going to the main merchandise sales floor, and then they got the little trinkets and stuff, and then they would totally skip over the area and head straight to the arcade. They get their autograph and stay in the arcades for the rest of the time because everything they needed was there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, this is trash, bro. Because I'm like, And so I'm not gonna lie, I was a little butthurt because I'm like, don't call this a Comic-Con if it's not really a Comic-Con.
Oh, you were an actual exhibitor there.
Yeah, I was an actual exhibitor there.
Oh, okay.
And we all lost money that weekend. Bro, there were so many of us artists that were like, we are not doing this show again next year. We were done.
No.
It was so bad. And we were just it was a celebrity expo, and that was just the truth of the matter.
That's like, it's literally, that's what I would call those ones, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's just, I don't know, man.
And if you want to do those, that's fine, but don't advertise it as a superhero con when it's not.
Or even a Comic-Con to that extent, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I had a problem. So I've been in my stuff on my Substack, but there's a lot of people that agree with that, because it just ended up being something that was just a waste of time. So I think for those of us, or those of you guys out there that are kind of considering doing shows, it's really important not to make the mistake, especially if it's your first time, of trying to do every single show. I don't know if you guys agree, but like a lot of first timers, you guys, they get so excited about the possibility of going out and doing shows that they want to try everything because they want to see what fits. Yeah. But I feel like if you really take the time to investigate the shows and see what they're all about and learn how to pick and choose properly in a way that, one, is not going to mess up your budget, because you don't got no budget when you first start. You ain't got no money, And
I always recommend like scouting a show first.
Yeah. I think that's one. I think like because like here, so I don't know. I'm sure they have one for like for Texas, but like there's Discord chat like servers for.
You know what? I heard about that, and somebody's gatekeeping,
yeah.
Bro. They would not tell me the dang name of the server because I heard
about. You just gotta find someone that's like chill, but.
I know.
There are people that gatekeep them, but like, yeah, there's Discord servers for there's Artist Alley International. There's artist. I'm in a FGC artist one for that's like worldwide. Mostly it's like states and Canada, and then there's a Canadian one, but they do it by province too, and then they do it by like shows, and so like people will put reviews for shows and all this kind of stuff and say, oh, this is how much it costs to do it, this is how much we made, this is our product. So you kind of got a feel for, oh, okay, if their stuff is selling good, then my stuff will sell good because we have similar things. Or you might be like, oh, well, they're selling like all this cutesy stuff. My stuff is not very cutesy, so I probably won't do well. But like, that's a good. I would like say for anyone who's like new to join one of those servers, if you can find one, which is not that hard, because I mean, like if you're at an event scouting it and you talk to the artist, most of them are in one, and like because in the ones that I've joined, like there's a lot of new artists come in, and granted, like they're always like, is this show good? And it's kind of a loaded question, I feel like, because what is good for someone, for one artist might not be very good for another artist.
Yeah,
because like this artist might be like, oh man, this show was amazing, I made my table back. You know what I mean? And you're like, that's cool. That's a pretty rough one, if in my opinion. That's cool. That's rough, dog. I don't know. I'm not coming back. But yeah, like, you know what I mean. And so that, and that's and then I've also seen like newer people in the last couple of years where they're like, yeah, I'll be like, oh man, how's it going? How's event treating you? Right? They're like, oh, it's really awesome. I actually finally just sold a print. Hey, good for you. You know, that's awesome. I'm happy that you're happy.
Right.
Meanwhile, they're like, so how's it going for you? Oh, it's pretty awful.
Yeah.
But
dude, I feel so bad when that happens too, when they're at shows and you're like straight up smashing, bro. And then the other person, you go, yeah, man, how are you doing? Because you're thinking everybody's doing good. And they're like, they got that forlorn face on, dude. Like life is a cruel mistress. They just drew like 8 short straws. Yeah.
Bro, that's been me a few times though.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm not gonna lie. I went all the way. When I used to live in Sacramento, I drove all the way to Reno for a 2-day show by myself. But this is before Brandy was joining me, and it was about it. I think from where I live to Reno is about 2 hours, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Right. I drove all the way up there, and I think I sold one print.
No.
Collectively,
oh
yeah.
no.
And this is what I was saying earlier. Like when you draw things that you think people want to see,
Yeah.
you end up with this Frankenstein wall of just random art of different. Like you got Robin, but no Batman. You got like Starfire, but no Cyborg. You got all the, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
right. And I remember at the end of the show, I was feeling so soul crushed. And then I talked to this woman as we were packing down. She was coming over to me to ask me where I got my toolboxes because that's what I was carrying all my art prints in. And she goes, "Oh yeah, this is my son's first show. He's so excited." And I'm like, "Really? Yeah, he did really well for his first show. At least he made his table back, yesterday, and he made a little bit today."
Yeah.
And I'm listening to this, and she's coming over ready to buy my toolboxes from me, from the money.
You're not gonna need these.
This is his first show, and this is like my 30th show.
It's like you're not gonna need these anymore.
And so then I'm looking, and I couldn't help to look. So I'm looking.
Right.
I'm looking at his stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? That stuff, you look at it like it doesn't seem that advanced.
Yeah.
And I realized, it's just about the passion. It really was. And that taught me a lot,
I don't even laugh, bro. I don't laugh at dog because I'm there with you, bro. Right.
One print, dude. One print, and it was, and I think it was someone that I knew, so it doesn't really count as a customer, when it's someone because they would have bought it no matter what. They would have bought it off your Etsy page. And man, I remember this other show. Brent and I did it together. It was called Fandemic.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that one was terrible. Dude.
That was so bad.
Oh my god.
Wait, hold up. Pause. Go back. You said the name of the show was what?
Fandemic. I think, right? Was it Fandemic?
Fandemic. I was like, are you serious? Like, why would they name a show that? Fandemic.
Fandemic.
This was pre-COVID.
That's so ridiculous.
Yeah, it was pre-COVID. Man,
that
those
was...
guys had so much. Everyone was saying their problem was that they didn't do enough advertising on their social, just in general, right? It's their first time in Sacramento or whatever it was, and they're just relying on reputation. It's like, man, this is a whole other state, you guys.
Not the Field of Dreams, bro.
We don't know you. No one here knows you.
Yeah. That's crazy. What's up, you guys? It looks like we got some folks up in here watching, coming in for a little bit. Just want to say hi to you guys. Hi. We see you. Just want to say what's up. You guys like what the conversation? Please drop in your questions, whatever questions you got about our art process, what we're talking about, the subject we're talking about, conventions and our experiences doing that, and hopefully sharing some tips that might be able to help you guys as well. Drop your comments and everything here in the comment section, either here on Twitch, on YouTube, and join in the conversation. And if you like what you're saying, be sure to follow. Yeah, Brandon and I were having this conversation before, and we're like, you feel like if you're an artist, you have to have that one con that is an absolute failure beyond failure, because that shows your stuff, like what you're made of, bro. Like, because if you can get past that, and not give up completely, that's like your rite of passage. Do it, bro. Like if you can get through that and still keep going, it's like, all right, this okay, this might actually still be for me.
Yeah,
that'd be brutal, dude.
Sometimes it is the con, though. Sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it is the people. Like we did one Silicon Valley Comic-Con one day, and it was literally the weekend before school started.
The cursed con, bro.
Yeah, so no one showed up.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
you know what? Oh wait, dude, we did that
all their money on school clothes.
I'm pretty.
What's that?
Yeah, we did. We were at both of that one too, actually.
Oh yeah, you were there. Yeah, you were there, man.
They had
I didn't
already
do well.
all their money on school clothes, dude. They had no
Yeah.
money left over.
It wasn't terrible, but it was like it was just. Oh, it was. I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't have gone back. But it was like
That was my last one from them.
it was just. I mean, I made profit still, but it was like not enough. If you know what I mean, like, yeah, all right, I didn't lose money, so that's cool, I guess. But
That's funny.
yeah,
Brandon, you got a question here. Says Brandon, when are you going to work for Disney? Don't you already work for Disney, dog? That's hate.
Actually, I do work for Disney, but not in this department.
That was a lie.
But not in this department.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Dallas Garcia, just wanted to say y'all are talented and will aspire to do great things. Just trust the process. Always trust
Oh,
the
this is
process.
wait a minute, hold on. Who is that?
Brandy over there
I think
spreading
that's
the word,
like-
spreading the gospel. That's what's up.
Oh, I hope now. I hope in the next couple months. I don't know. We got to work my way up the ladder. I think that's
Yeah, you do.
cousin, but I don't know for sure.
You're gonna do it though.
Well, so there's a thing that they let you do there if your art is good, where you're training other people. Like they put on these shows throughout the day where you have an audience that comes in and you draw a pre-selected character, and you're pretty much teaching the audience how to draw.
Oh
right?
wow.
It's the animation experience. Yeah. And so I put my application for the transfer and I'm on the waiting list. So
Oh, that's what's up, dude.
we'll see. And so everything I'm doing now for Disney is really just a way to get my foot in the door.
Hey, yo, now that you got a podcast, be like, yo, I got a podcast, dude. What are you talking about? Like, I do this.
That's right.
You gotta let them know. Show them that, like, look, go watch a Chilla sketch. I
That's right.
host a podcast. What do you even mean?
That's right.
You mean waiting list? Get me out. Get me in there now.
Yeah. But
These
all
guys.
right.
No, that's legit.
Yeah, digital designer. Yeah. But, I have been working more on my sketch game. I have. That's something I've neglected, being a digital artist.
You mean just getting traditional and getting back to the
Even
sketching?
if it's just sketching.
Yeah.
Like real pencil, real paper. Because let me tell you, man, you
Bread and
learn
butter.
so. Huh?
Bread and butter, bro.
There's no Control Z. There's no auto unsave, resave, redo. You're committed. And I like that because it teaches you to really look at an image and commit it to memory.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, what I'm doing now, I can undo the last 20 things I just did. But, anyway.
No, that's legit. That's why I always like doing traditional art. Like when I draw Pokemon, I draw them mostly traditional because it helps me to reinforce my traditional skills and stuff like that, and helps me to kind of make sure everything is on point.
Right.
Everything stays on point. I'll never forget those. And for me, drawing Pokemon 2 helps me with my fundamentals. It helps me remember that, because I'm a huge proponent of always going back and falling back on your fundamentals of drawing. Your shape, your 3D shapes, how those things look.
Right.
And I believe for me, drawing Pokemon helps me to reinforce those skills without having to do full extensive. I don't have to draw in a sketchbook and draw a bunch of squares and circles and shade them in like a lot of people do. I can make little pieces or sketches, and I'm still flexing those muscles and doing that. My stuff when I go and draw a bigger piece, it's legit. It all works out. You kind of almost see that improvement right away. So lately I've been drawing a whole bunch of
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get I need your opinion real quick. I'm gonna show you some of my Pokemon because you the Pokemon dude. Because that's all you was drawing for like a good 2 years at one point.
Yeah, I did quite a bit of them. But
You act like you didn't do none. Like, yeah, I did 2 or 3. Man, get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. Let me turn off this stupid background real quick. Y'all just gonna have to see this background. Ta-da! Who's gonna?
oh, Psyduck.
Yeah. Because I always try to do stuff in my own style, but it's still recognizable.
Yeah. I like
So,
Bulbasaur.
but they're like super fun
I'm biased, but yeah,
to draw. Huh?
I'm biased for the Bulbasaur because that's my
Oh, Bulbasaur's your guy?
out of the first gen. But yeah,
First gen. So these are just like quick throwaways, but I'm just concentrating on warm and cool sketches.
what are you drawing on them or drawing them on?
Huh?
What are you drawing them on? Are they like Bristol or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just simple Bristol.
That's
They take the Olos really good.
Oh yeah.
So
How do you find Olos? Like
online, I go on Amazon.
no, I mean like how do you like them? Like
Oh, I love them, dude. Man, I love them. I'm upset that I got on the bandwagon too late. I found them through because I was doing art. I do art on Whatnot every once in a while.
oh
And
okay.
a lot of the cats were using Olo markers there, and I'm like, yeah, I need to hop on, but I didn't want to hop on because I want to wait until I got through on my Copics. Because once I'm done with my Copics, dude, once the inks and all that, I haven't bought a Copic marker in years, but I'm never buying another Copic marker because I have Ohuhu, Honolulu markers, and I have the
Oh,
Rays.
bro, my daughter has that. Those any good?
Are fire, bro. I like them. I think they're great. But Ohuhu though, I mean not Ohuhu, the Olo markers, those things are fire. Because those things look like when you put it down, it looks like the ink looks like it was printed. Like if you blend it good enough, which it does very good blending, it looks like it wasn't drawn with a marker, but like it was printed off the computer or something. To me. Yeah. So I love that milky looking, that feel, So I enjoy them a lot. And so incorporating those with my Ohuhu markers, always got to go brush tip. I'm never down with that fine tip point or whatever that is, or even chisel. Hardly ever use that, but I'm always about that brush tip life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you use, Takun, for your? Are you using Copics or? Do you
I exclusively use Copics. Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like the Copics are. For me, I think they're the best one right now. But they're also like cheaper in the long run.
Really?
But
Are you saying that for the refill capabilities?
Yeah, because like I just buy refills. The refills are only like $4 or so,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't bought like a new Copic in a long time because I can just if like the brush tip or the chills tip or whatever tips, because you can also get different types of brush tips and special brush tips for them too, which is pretty nice. But those are all replaceable. I haven't bought a new Copic in like years, and the refills last forever because like I have refills.
Yeah, they do.
Like so, yeah. In the long run, yeah, I think they're the best. But they also have the most colors because like I have like fluorescent Copics, for different effects, and then there's Copics also have like the airbrush thing that you can use with them.
I use that, and I could not get a good get used to that, but I did have one.
It's very trial and error.
Yeah,
but,
it seemed like it is, man. I was just like, my goodness, dude, I could not get it.
But yeah, I think like I use mostly them, and then I have some of the other markers. I've used other markers like to try it, but I feel like they're fine. But
Wait,
I
which ones you said?
feel I've used Olo and I've used Ohuhu markers.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's a
I think
Hulu that she's using. My daughter.
which they're fine. The only difference, the only like realistically, like obviously the colors are you can get similar colors with them too, and but I think the biggest difference for me is like aside from like obviously being able to refill the Copics, like that's one just one thing, but the actual difference I find with them is blending with the Copics is easier. Like they blend nicer when when you do blending and layer and such like that with them. Um, and with a lot of acrylic paint effects and such, because the Copics are alcohol based, you can do. I think there's just more effects that you can do with them. They're a bit more malleable with that way. Because like, even like I was recently I recently painted like a sculpted hand. So like I have so like in my office, it's obviously you can't see it because it's behind the computer, but I have like it's to hold my guitar up, but it's and so because like so I don't know you guys like Stranger Things, right?
Yeah.
So I have I have a sculpted hand of like a Demogorgon hand, and so I painted it with the Copics airbrush, and it
You have
actually
an
like
airbrush?
sticks to it.
What?
Yeah. So with the Copic airbrush, it's actually I have it right here. So because it's this thing right here, and then you basically just what do you call it? You buy these from it.
Oh yeah.
And then you just put the Copic inside of this, and it sprays it like an airbrush.
Yeah.
But yeah, that works for like painting. Like I could actually I painted the whole thing with it. After doing the primer and everything. And that so like being able to do it's nice because it works on multiple surfaces. So that's the other reason. Like I don't know, I just feel like it's a more versatile in the long run. So that's kind of why I stick to them. But they are stupid expensive to like initially get though.
Yeah, when you get started, yeah, the barrier to
Yeah.
entry is ridiculous.
It's rough.
But yeah, I still have all my Copic grays, like the refills from those.
Oh, nice.
So, and that's one thing if I keep collecting, with Copics, it'll probably only be the gray set of Copic because I think Copic does have the best gray sets in all the marks. Olo is second best. Olo and Copic have the two best gray sets that I've seen. But I like to combine my sets when I'm doing my colors for my superhero stuff or my sketch cards. The vibrant colors of Ohuhu, and then doing all that together, that just comes out with really cool stuff that I like. I think it does. I think it does very well on a personally. So, but the regular colors for Copic, I probably won't do those anymore. But yeah, I mean, it does good for me, And whenever I do my sketch cards, I now just take my Olo markers. I mean those things are just so stinking silky, dude. It's ridiculous. They just look good. Yeah, and it doesn't bleed through as much as you think they would too.
That's good.
Yeah, they don't bleed through bad at all. Because Copic, those suckers bleed, and my Ohuhus bleed big time. So it's like you have to be really intentional with when you're laying down that color. It's like lay it down good and make sure you get that right tint and the amount of pressure, because you go through that a second, third time like you generally do, in your marker art, you gonna turn around, you pretty much have a double-sided painting, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. But going back to doing the fundamentals, man, I mean, that's That's just it's stuff like that, like we're just talking about right now. Is just that one thing you just cannot get from any kind of digital art. You know, it's cool for convenience and everything, but just looking at a drawing at the end of it all and being like, this, I did this. That's fire. That's fire.
And it's pretty tight. Do you like how do you just do like strictly traditional or strictly digital stuff, or do you mix like
Me?
at all? Yeah, or either of you guys.
Primary digital, but I have a sketchbook that I work in.
Oh,
I keep that thing right in my car. I have it right there between my seat and the center console.
Yeah.
I sketch in it every chance I get, man.
Yo.
Because I like the iPads, the small iPads and all that for, those type of things, but it just doesn't compare, in my opinion, not the big ones, but the smaller ones. It doesn't compare to the pen and paper or the pencil and paper. So I just leave it right there. So when I come to when I have to sit for any amount of time, I sketch in it. I'll sketch the car in front of me. I'll sketch people walking. I'll just try to sketch as much as I can from memory, just to try to improve my own imagination and my own muscle memory skills. So, and I try to be loose and quick with it. But other than that, like stuff like this, everything I do is primarily digital.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do both. So like you saw just a moment ago with the Pokemon and stuff, I do both. Like I said, I like to keep doing traditional because that's my first love is traditional work. But when I do my comic books or any illustrations that I do for my tabletop games and game art, I like to do digital because that convenience, that's pretty much what that's for. But if I'm drawing regular pieces or I'm drawing art for commission stuff like that, all day traditional. Or when I'm drawing original pieces to sell, like I do those strictly traditional. Another thing I enjoy doing too is sketch covers. Sketch covers are
Sketch covers are
so
dude,
fun.
I love sketch covers. I'm extreme. I don't know if you have this problem where you have like a pile of them.
Yes, sir.
Just sit there.
I got a short box, dog, full of blank sketch covers, man. Yeah.
And it's just, and you're like, it's almost like I just keep it every year. I accumulate so much more. I probably have like 100 that are just sitting there, and I'm like, I really should draw something on it.
Yeah.
But,
that's my issue is that, man, I should probably draw something, but what if somebody wants to buy it and then I already used it?
That's the problem. That's the problem.
You never know.
It's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's the worst because every con I'll be like, ooh, well, let's see what they have. And it's like, oh, they have a Batman Beyond? Let me get, ooh, yes, please,
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah. It's a double-edged sword, man. But sketch covers are amazingly fun to draw. I didn't know. I just got into sketch covers too, like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, and I would say, I feel like doing sketch covers, I'm way more creative doing sketch covers. There's one, so somebody requested a Nightcrawler on a sketch cover, right?
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
generally, it's like, all right, cool. So I'm doing the Nightcrawler, dude, and for some reason, though, I just went off. I had him, so I drew the Nightcrawler in front. I had him, of course, with his sword, and he's bamfing from out of the cover, right? He has the smoke behind him. I'm like, nah, man, it's got to be better. So I flipped it on the other side and did the bamf in the back with the writing. The
that's
cool. Look like I made it look like he was bamfing through the cover at the reader, and dude, it was real talk. The work I put in, I probably could have sold that thing for like $200, but it was like $85 what I sold it for. And then I'm
That's still pretty
expecting just
good.
a
That's still pretty
regular,
good.
huh?
That's still pretty good though. But yeah.
Yeah, it is. But it was fun because I'm like, because I'm, they're expecting this, simple, sketch, and I'm like, yeah. So what kind of commission do you? Oh, it's a good sketch, marker, full color, 85. Duh. Like, oh, okay, great, yeah. And then I start going, and it's just like, and I don't try to, jack them over by trying to charge more after. It's like, yo, this is my fault. I did this, so I'm not gonna penalize you for me going off.
Yeah.
But the sketch covers are so fun because I just think of I'm able to think of a lot more things, and I don't know what it is about them, but I mean, because in all there's giant sketch cards, but I don't know, maybe it's because of the room. I don't know.
I feel like I think maybe it's because of the room, the format. Like it forces you to be creative,
Right?
In a way, right? Because you're like,
Yeah.
oh, and it's like I don't know. There's more of a sense of whatever because it's once you start, if you screw up, it's
it's over.
Yeah,
it's very hard to fix. And also, too, I'm not a huge on backgrounds either. I'm literally with my comic books and stuff is what I've been really pushing myself to learn and do backgrounds on stuff. But when it comes to a sketch cover, do a background all day. It's like no easy work. And I don't know. It's just what it is. Like, right. Let me check this here on my phone. I don't know if you can see this. So this was a Grand Admiral Thrawn sketch cover I did.
Oh yeah. Like it's facing.
Oh my god. Okay.
It was there for a sec.
Yeah. Let's take that off.
Okay.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
So
did you sell it?
Huh?
It's sold?
Oh yeah, that's sold. That was one I sold on Whatnot.
Oh, nice.
And you know what a lot of these cats are doing, and I always forget to do it because I'm a genius. But I'll go to cons and I'll see these cats. They draw these sketch covers and then they take pictures and turn those into prints, and they sell those. I'm like, genius. But
honestly, straight up,
that's genius. And so what I think I want to do is instead of making them, I mean, I'll probably do the prints, but I feel like I keep doing a bunch more. I'm pretty much just copying, but shrink them down to sketch card size to where they're like sketch card prints. That's what I'm gonna start doing next. Brandon, this was the G1 I was telling you about that I did a while ago, the traditional.
Let me see. I can barely see it. Make your thumbnail bigger. There you go. Oh yeah, man. All right, you got it.
That was the first time I drew Transformers dead on. And for some
we can see your background,
I decided to draw 3.
Hey, we can see your background. I don't want to be the one to
I know. I turned it off so y'all can see my art that I'm showing.
Oh, okay.
Because for some reason it don't want to show it regular. Here we go.
But no, what were you saying?
I appreciate you, Doc. You was like, no.
I had your back. I had your back.
But yeah, I'm trying to find that Nightcrawler because I take a picture of all my sketch covers. Let me see.
What's the weirdest commission you got requested so far? If you can say that on stream.
I don't let people give me weird commissions. So
hey man, $20 is $20.
And see, therein lies the problem. That's like
money is money, It's very. What's the weirdest one you've accepted? That's a better way to put it. There you go.
At Fandamic, I got this guy. I don't know what character it was, but he was made of fire, or oh man, I can't remember what it was. It wasn't Torch. It wasn't anyone like that. Someone I never knew, never heard of him. And I did it, and I charged him $10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
Because I just wanted to get rid of it. I just wanted to feel good about. I said, "Man, I'll do this for you for 10 on a little tiny piece of paper." He came back, took it. I don't even think he liked it. I didn't like it, but he.
I mean, it was only $10, right? So
It was $10.
Thanks, bro.
I said, hey,
Dude, you made gas money, bro. Yes.
I needed a way to get home, man.
Yeah, you sure
that's
did.
crazy.
I needed gas money to get home.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's funny. The weird, I wouldn't say weird. Okay. So the genre of, I'm starting to warm up a little bit to it, only because a lot of it has to do with like tabletop RPGs and stuff. When it's put in this perspective, I'm okay with it. But when it's regarding the fandom itself, I wouldn't say it's weird, but I get a little uncomfortable because it's just like, you're 54. Why do you want me to draw that? But it's like when people, from the furry community, they're like, "Oh, can you draw my persona? It's this character. It's a wolf with fire in the back. It has like somebody had me draw their furry persona person, and I was like, what? I was like, what is this? Like, I had to have him like explain it to me to know what they're drawing. And when I first went to cons, it used to make me super uncomfortable because I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, it did. I was just like, yo, this is weird. But once I understood the fandom and did my own research, I was like, oh, okay, it's not what I thought it was. So okay, that's fine. But I mean, some of it is, but the majority is not. So I was like, okay, I get it. And then put it in the context of stuff like Zootopia and stuff like that, or like I said, in D&D type of stuff like that. It's like, oh, okay, all right, I get it. That's what that is. Then I was cool, but at the beginning, man, somebody would be like, "Hey, can you draw?" Like they don't talk to you; they just come up to you and just glare at you for a second. You're like, "Yo."
Yeah, man.
You don't know what's
they
going on.
They have to check you out. They gotta make sure you're.
I don't know, man, but I
don't know.
I drew a fur for someone once, dude, and I don't know if they were vetting me. They didn't know if I don't know, but they stood in front of the table, dude, for like 5 minutes, glaring at me in their furry costume, bro. Just like,
and like, this guy's the one
looking at the back. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I'm trying to small talk, like, hey, so what characters do you like? And all they did was like, they wagged their furry ears in their costume and stuff. I was just like,
oh, you got the main character. Look at that.
I was like, oh, okay, all right. Commitment.
They wag their furries.
No, I legit, dude. They have the working ears and everything, bro. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's a whole thing. I had no idea about this, and I'm just first time seeing it. I'm just like, yo. But they be committed to the whole role and everything. And then finally, this person walks up like about 30, 45 minutes later. And like, hey, can you draw? They were like kind of shy, but then finally they're like, hey, can you draw like a furry? I was like, yeah, I could totally try. What is it? And they tell me like, oh, I was up in front of your table earlier. I was the blue wolf or something like that. I was like, oh, that was you. Okay. And in my head, I'm like, dang, I have a whole secret identity and everything, dog. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, that was, and the first time I did that, I would say that was probably my first interesting commitment. That's a pretty good I've been asked to do some crazy furry stuff for sure, and I've been outright been like, nah, I'm good. But
that's a little too much.
Yeah, a lot of much. Yeah, I'm good. Let me see. I found that Nightcrawler. I want to show y'all real quick because I am so proud of this one.
I've had a few crazy ones. I'm not gonna lie.
I bet. All right.
That's
the.
Oh, that's sick.
So it was just supposed to be the front, but I got so carried away. I was like, nah, he's gonna bam through the cover, bro. And they straight lost it. They were like, oh my God, that is so sick.
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, when it comes to sketch covers, man, I'm just like, yeah, let's go. That is okay. Oh, dopest Jason I ever drew. I don't like Jason.
Was that on a sketch cover?
No, that's on a 228. You know those priority mail labels? I draw on those too.
Oh, wow.
Called slaps. Those are super fun to draw on too. But yeah. But I drew, that was a Jason commission. Somebody's like, you draw Jason? I'm like, I sure can draw Jason, bro. I guess. I'll draw you Mr. Voorhees. Yeah. But anyways.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think the wildest one I've had was they wanted it was pretty detailed actually. But they wanted VeggieTales characters.
Okay.
Who?
And so they wanted VeggieTales characters.
Yeah.
Fighting the final boss from Doom 64 in Gotham City.
What?
Dude.
And they had to be using BFGs. And then Big the Cat was there from Sonic.
Bro, I would have straight trolled them. I would have trolled them, dude. I was like, VeggieTales would never do that. Those are holy vegetables. Those are spiritual vegetables. They would never do that.
And they had that, and Harley Quinn had to be like have all these monuments from like Gotham City, so you could see Wayne Enterprises and like
that's crazy.
Something Harley Quinn in the background. And they wanted it on 11x17.
Oh dang!
And yeah.
How long did that take you to finish?
Usually like so. Most of my questions are around 11x17. Usually it's like 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
Just because like I have more, like I'm usually I have like multiple ones at a time kind of thing. So I'm like, okay, well, like depending on the workload, it's gonna be like this.
Yeah.
4 to 8 weeks usually. If it's something really detailed though, it'll be a few months, dog. Like let's be real. But yeah, that was, but like they paid up front and they paid like over $2,000 for that. So I was like, okay, well.
Wow, man.
I'm not gonna say no. It was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I bet.
And I made it like glow in the dark too.
Zone. That's why.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, like I love backgrounds are my jam. I love backgrounds. The only thing that I actually don't really like drawing is anything mechanical. I hate mechas.
Transformers are out of the question for you then.
And I love Transformers, but I hate drawing them. I hate it. Yeah. I hate so much because like anything mechanical is just like I don't know what it is, man. That's my kryptonite. But I'm like, I can draw it.
Yeah. But do you want to take the time to draw it?
I don't want to. That's the thing. Like, like I can draw it, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
But except for Beast Wars stuff, I'll draw that. That's fun. But like it was like even like mecha stuff, like because I'm not known for mecha stuff. I've drawn a few mecha things. Like
say hi, Ian, long time no see. Hope everything. What's up, Chris? Man, what's going on, man? This guy right here in the chat, Chris Auditor, is like Pantheon fan day one. He's like legit one of my first fans of Pantheon. Every campaign,
what's up, man?
Every show that I'm in. Welcome to the show, dog. Thanks for coming through, saying what's up. So Tycoon, in the future, Tycoon's not going to be the only artist we're going to have on our show hanging out with Brandon and I. We're going to have other artists that do the thing as well. And like technically, Tycoon is like the first non-American artist that we've had on the show. You're the first artist we had on the show.
Oh damn.
But we're hoping to get some more down the line, probably like once a month, because me and Brandon gonna hold this down by ourselves, man. We got it on lock. But we like to have other artists on here to share other perspectives. in the art scene, their experiences doing full-time art, because Takun is also a full-time artist as well. So this is what he does, along with a few other things too. But this is his main passion. So just these perspectives and insights are what we're trying here on Chillin' Sketch. What we're trying to show are the definite possibilities of what can be done. Learning the trial and error of the journeys that we go through as artists, and things that you guys can learn and hopefully, take with you for those of you who either want to follow the path of going, becoming an artist, whether part-time or full-time, or, just want to get an inside look on what it is, to be artist, the heart of real art instead of, the fakeness. that's all I'm saying. So what is your thoughts on that, bro? I already know what I'm talking about, the advent of AI and everything. What are your thoughts on it? And it's judgment free. We ain't gonna ban you.
Judgment free.
We're not like that. We're not.
It's a safe zone. It's a safe zone.
Yeah, it's a safe zone. Yeah, we're not like, likes AI swap. Okay, get out of here.
No, I abhor it. Yes. I think I just feel like there's no good. I've gone down the rabbit hole on the whole AI thing, what is the actual point? Because there's all these uses for it that they say, but the only thing that they push is just generating slop.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole thing with the NVIDIA chips, man, and it just feels okay. AI feels like it's just one big money laundering scheme. That's what it feels like to me. Straight up. Because all the companies that are funding it are NVIDIA funds it. They pay Google, and then Google is putting all this money into it. But then that money goes into them buying the chips, and then it goes back into this. There's a huge thing about it. I all these business articles, and I was just it really is just these companies paying themselves to stay afloat. Mm-hmm. AI is losing money every day.
Right.
Because and they have to, and the amount of money that they would have to make to stay afloat without that bubble popping in the next 2 years is trillions of dollars, and it's just not happening.
Right.
And it's funny because every single video that someone makes on Sora 2, or every time they put something into Grok, it's actually costing them more money than they thought to generate that stuff. So I think it's kind of funny because I think it's gonna pop. It's gonna be. I think it's honestly gonna be the same way that NFTs. Remember when NFTs were all over the place? People were like, "Oh, do NFTs."
Now that's what I abhorred. I did not like NFTs at all.
Oh, same. They were so stupid.
That was just insane to me. How NFTs were just they were literally creating money out of thin air, because when it was tied to a blockchain as well. And I'm like, dude, there's no way in the world that could be legitimate or real. You're literally creating money out of thin air. Because honestly, that's how I feel about Bitcoin too. It's just made up money. It's all monopoly money that a bunch of guys got together and said, okay, we're going to write a whole bunch of IOUs and say that it's worth something. And ta-da, Bitcoin. It's where? I'm confusion. So
I feel sorry, go ahead.
No, I've talked about this before. I think AI can have its uses, especially for those who don't have artistic ability. As far as someone from the somebody that's a consumer who's using it. I respect more consumer that are using it, because if they can't draw but they have an idea or they want to conceptualize something, it's easier for them to use it for that reason. And that's fine. I don't judge anybody that does use it. I'm always going to question your skill. You're not me.
You're just judging them internally. You're just judging them internally. Just judging them internally.
Any
artist, I won't call you out.
Any artist that comes up to me and is like, "Yo, I made this," and you because you typed it in a box and you drew it, dude, you need to get out of my face. Like, no. Like those cats that are out here that do, that legit call themselves AI artists. It's like, dog, you're not.
Dude,
You're not
the amount of them that are at shows now.
Yeah, I'm glad they're cracking down on that though.
I am very happy about that.
Yeah.
The only thing I think the one thing I hope that they do crack down on too is the amount of AI people that are doing the 3D prints.
Oh, you're talking about the ones that generate the 3D prints from AI and then they're printing.
Yeah, and then it's all the same. And you see,
the
they all have the same
Wiggly Dragon.
Show.
The
oh my God, the dragon! The stupid dragon. Every farmer's market, every art
farmer's market's got at least one or two of those.
Everybody's got a Wiggly Dragon. Dude.
Now it's like a Wiggly Python. They're like, look at how long the thing is.
Yeah, they get bigger. They get bigger longer every month. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's so funny, bro. Because that's legit. That's so true.
Okay, question. Because we were talking about. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I from a consumer standpoint, that's never drawn before, and they're trying to give an artist an idea of something they would like to have drawn or used. That's fine. It's like, you understand, they don't have that. But don't come up to me and put your stuff on Instagram and in your profile have the audacity to say, I'm an AI artist. Guess what I'm going to do, buddy? I'm taking every single one of your images and I'm going to use it for reference for my art and use it to do that and draw way better than you with more soul than you ever could. Because that's exactly what you're just giving me reference. My thing is with the whole backlash part of it is that I feel that in some way, especially when it comes to generative AI, is a lot of us artists, there's artists out there that use references, right? We have our Pinterest boards, we have, the things that we use, and we do the same, we do the same thing. AI, it's now all of a sudden a problem because AI, a computer is doing it for you. I think in that way to say that, that's not, you shouldn't be able to do that. I think that's a little, I can't think of the right word, but I think the word's not short-sighted, but pretty much a computer is doing the same thing that we humans did without computer assistants. We have our file folders full of pictures that we use for references. You type in a prompt though, and now it comes up with that for you. Again, for conceptual reasons, I think can have its appropriate use. But the way that it's being used now is being shoveled off as being real art and shoveling it off to people, trash. Because at that point, yeah, you are stealing art that it's been trained on by other artists, and that is wrong and evil and has no soul. And at the end of the day, exactly like you were saying, Tycoon, that ish has no worth at the end of the day. What I think is going to happen, as I mentioned to Brandon earlier before the show, people are already seeing the worthlessness of AI art. And now it's going to get to a point where these corporations that jack over artists and everything are like, oh, we're just going to use AI art because it's quicker and the money's whatever. It saves money. When they realize that nobody wants that stuff and people can tell the difference, when they come back and now want to use human art again, they're going to have to pay the price at now having to pay a pretty penny in order to get that art.
Yeah,
and I think that's good for regular artists. That's why I don't think the doom and gloom prophecies that that some artists have, it's like, oh, our jobs are going to be taken away. No, I think this is something that can be written out. And once someone's out there that's willing to spend the money on actual human creation, it'll come back. And I think that's something that we artists need to take advantage of and just ride the storm out, because at that point, now it'll be time to earn some of that real money, because now that's going to be a demand after a while. You know, after the general public wises up and it says, dude, how come Chun-Li looks like she's got like white eye, has no soul when she's doing a spinning bird kick? Whereas I look at Takun, where it looks like, you know, she's putting boot to butt, you know, and it looks legit. You know what I'm saying? Like that has some. So you know, the public is a dumb. You know, they think they are. But
and I think one thing that companies don't realize, like for me, when I see like a big company like Coca-Cola, for example, and they use an AI ad, and it's like,
God,
to me, it just makes it seem like
that's a slap in the face, dude. That's a slap in the face.
No, but like whenever, but it doesn't make it seem like, oh, we're trying to save money. It just makes it seem like you don't have money. It makes it seem like you're broke. Like, okay, you can't afford it. Yeah. Like, so it takes away legitimacy from your product.
Right.
To me, it does. Anyways, like if I see a company that is like, whether they're big or small, and they, you know, oh, so you don't believe in your product enough to actually hire somebody to make an advertisement for it.
Yeah. Whereas, I got actually a comment kind of based on what you said, but I'm looking at chat real quick. It says, hey, gents, I was able to get a Wacom tablet display a few days ago. Fire. I was wondering if y'all have any tips or exercises to a newcomer in the digital medium.
Ooh.
That's a good question. Who wants to take that one on, bro?
I think
Brandon, Mr. Digital over here, dog. 100 Digital. I think
what kind of Wacom did you get?
Yeah, Chris, what kind of Wacom tablet? He said he got a display tablet, so I'm thinking he's either got a Cintiq or a Wacom One.
Yeah, I mean, when you let's see.
Which one do you have, Brandon?
I got the 24 Pro.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, this thing's been my baby for a long time. So
Cintiq 22. Oh my god. 22.
Yeah,
man, that's a beginner tablet, bro, dude.
So when you say tips, do you mean tips on using the Cintiq, or do you mean tips on digital art in general? And what program do you know what program you're going to start using? Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of prerequisites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty broad question.
Yeah.
But
while we're waiting for the answer on that,
Takun,
I was watching a YouTube short the other day, kind of in the similar vein of what you're talking about as far as CGI, and they're saying how the CGI from today is a lot worse than CGI 15, 20 years ago. You know, like you saw Avatar, the first Avatar movie, how amazing that was, right? Everything looked legit. To like movies now that have CGI, like The Flash, for instance. God, just bro, a whole other show. And dude, and seeing how horrible that is, and they were saying how it's the audience's fault actually, because they're trying to, because they get away from practical effects and people want bigger and better all the time to meet that demand, but it costs so much money that they go over budget in these films, and they run these studios, effect studios like Taskmasters, and then they eventually go out of business. And so it forces them to either use those studios or resort to cheaper methods like using AI to create trash special effects, which is a part of the reason why a lot of movie special effects nowadays are so blatantly CGI looking and look trash as compared to movies like Avatar or like your Terminator films or stuff like that, you know? So, and then the people in essence, once they see the movies and see how crap it is, they're like, yuck. They don't do well in the theaters because they could tell the either AI generated stuff or, they had a whole studio of artists from Bangladesh where they can, save a good amount of money and rush rush the special effects. And that's not to knock anybody from Bangladesh. That's a special effects person. That's not. I'm just saying people usually go overseas to try to save a penny. And they'll get a team that's either not very good or, again, trying to stay within budget, and they come out with a trash product, ended up shooting themselves in the foot anyway. So people aren't, I say that to say that the general public isn't as dumb as most of these corporations in Hollywood or whatever think they are,
Yeah.
And after a while, what's going to happen is that they're going to have to, if they want to stay in business, they're going to have to conform to what the people want by giving them the real thing. And by that time, artists are going to understand and see that power shift come back to us, to where now we're like, okay, okay, you want to get in where you fit in. Well, now you're going to have to pay to play, and they're just going to have to get that. But at least in return, they're going to get, human artwork, legitimate artwork, So, anyways, I thought that point was pretty interesting there. Christopher said, Cinti 22, he said, I guess both. Currently, I'm using a free program called Krita. Oh, okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see. What kind of art do you want to do? And by that, I mean, well, okay, I'll tell you how I started. I guess I'll go first. I like to create a pack of brushes or a series of brushes that will help me kind of define the style I'm looking for. And if you're new to digital art as a whole, then you may not know what your style is yet. And if that's the case, that's okay. Just take a look at some artists that you aspire to be like and see if you can kind of emulate their style by seeing what brushes they use and get close to that. And that comes with some measure of commitment. Krita is an open source. I think that's what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I think it can go away anytime, but it probably won't. I don't know. I use Clip Studio Paint, and all my brushes are in Dropbox. So I've had them for years, literally years. And every artwork that I do in Clip Studio Paint, the same brushes were used. So there's like a theme that goes over all of them, I guess. And then you develop your own muscle memory based on those brushes. You know what they can do, and you know what you can do and what you want it to look like.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I would start, gathering up your portfolio of brushes and what style you want to go after. And that will eventually shift you into what program you're going to want to use. Different programs are better at different things, and they have their strengths and weaknesses. And you got a good one. Wacom's a good company. I think they're a good company. So you'll be in it for the long run.
Darn good. The fact that you got a 22, bro, Cintiq 22, man, that's a
yeah. So the
that's
new
like
pros
for you in it to win it, bro.
Yeah, 22 is good. 22s are very good. So that's probably where I would start. I don't know much about Krita to give you an advice on how to use it. I've never actually used Krita, so I can't even begin to tell you what to do. But what I can say is, if you have one of these guys, since you got a Wacom, it may have came with one of these. This is like an express key remote. I would start programming your remote. So every button on here does something different, something what you want. And that will develop your muscle memory. So it'll help you speed up your workflow.
Yeah, don't fall for the okie doke and getting them light boxes and all that stuff. What's that one?
Man, I've gotten so many different. I'm like, I'm good. I said, it's just me.
Yeah, don't be lazy. Just
Yeah.
do it yourself. Chris, do you draw traditionally at all, bro?
Digitally? Oh, Chris.
No. The Chris in the comments. Here. No, I know specifically not to do that. See, you messed up now.
Oh man, it's been a long day, man. I'm tired.
Man, who is Unscathed Wheatnot, bro? Best viewer, streamboo.com. Oh, that's a Twitch bot. I gotta figure out how to get rid of those. Anyway, Christopher, man, if you're in here, man, don't neglect your traditionals. Don't draw traditionally and draw digitally. Like, take what you learned traditionally and bring it into your digital work. Whenever I teach, when I teach my students, I always tell them, because they be want to jump straight into digital. I mean, and it's dope that you got all this stuff to do digital, and what you got, that's a level of seriousness, man. That's awesome. But I always encourage, have your sketchbook, draw traditionally, so that you can learn, because drawing traditionally helps you to learn problem solving and learning how to solve problems with your mind. I think doing it digitally and starting digital, it doesn't teach you to think critically when it comes to your art whenever you make a mistake, because you're going to make mistakes. That undo button is so nice and it's so easy that, it's as if those things are, never exist, but you never learn anything. So I always encourage all artists, no matter whether you draw digitally or you draw primarily or you draw traditionally, always start out and draw traditionally whenever you can. And I mean, not just sketches, like draw some pieces so that you can go through the experience of messing up something and having to figure out a way to make it work. Making those happy mistakes. So most definitely, I advise you to continue sticking with the traditional and move that over to your digital work, because digital, man, that's definitely convenient. I do everything on my iPad, and that's all I got. I had a Huion tablet one time, and that disappointed me.
I don't mean to laugh, man, but I've always wondered, because they're everywhere right now.
They are. But my problem with the Huion tablet that I had, it didn't track well. What's that called? When the pen doesn't, when you put it down on the glass, huh?
Like the parallax, they call it like a parallax.
Yeah, that parallax was not parallaxing, bro. It would be off like to the right, and it'll have a delay. And no matter how many times I troubleshooted it to get it to change, and all the adjustments I made, the calibrations I did, it never met up. It was always like a millimeter off, bro. And that drove me up the wall. And so add to that the calibration or the parallax being off, and on top of that, trying to learn Clip Studio Paint. I'm like, that's moving from Procreate, trying to expand my portfolio, because we all know Clip Studio Paint is like the second or the first one that a lot of comic artists use. Yeah. So that was just super frustrating for me. I might try it again down the line, but I'll do it with an XP pen because I'm curious about how that is. I just don't got the 12 to 2400 to drop on a Cintiq right now. I just don't. And my iPad does everything I needed to do. I've come out with 5 issues of a comic book, just fine with my iPad, bro. I'm good.
Yeah. No, man, that's good. I agree.
Anyway, so this was a good show. We got 2 hours in, so we got a tiny bit of time left. We just again, my name is Ian Walker. We got Brandon Smith, and here joining us tonight is Takun. You guys can see his on his IG if you do or not, but his IG is at takun.art, takkun.art. Go ahead and follow him over there on Instagram. Has some really cool stuff. So I'm looking at it right now too. He's even got a manga that he produced, and you're relaunching again, my dude. You want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, good.
You thought
That's coming out next. That's next year, or I guess. Well, then, yeah, 2026. Yeah, I'm hoping to. I haven't decided when I'm gonna do when I'm gonna release the first chapter, but I've been working on. I've been spent the last couple of years working on it, so it'll be it's kind of big, but
is it going to be on Webtoons or anything like that, or are you going to launch it on your own site? What are you going to do?
I don't know yet. I do have a site ready, so but we'll see. Yeah, that part I haven't gotten down. I've actually been more planning out like the physical release and stuff like that because I'm going to be taking it to shows.
Okay.
But yeah, it's traditional manga. It's a shonen adventure. And it is technically a continuation of the old series I had. It's the same universe, just 15 years later. And then, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty wild. I haven't really posted that much about it. But I have like 4 or 5 sketchbooks of just designs and notes about it.
Wow.
Yeah. So, because like designing all the characters, all the monsters,
Mm-hmm.
it takes place in the world of monsters, and the main character is a yokai. So it's gonna be he's a monkey, but you know. But yeah, I hope people like it. It's very like inspired from like that. It's kind of like that, you know, old school Dragon Ball kind of shonen where it's just like an adventure.
Right.
And like, yeah, it's also an excuse for me to draw monsters. But yeah, I haven't decided on the release date. I'm gonna say a tentative date will be May.
Okay.
Because I'd like to have it before the anime cons start. Because
Right.
that would be great.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
At least have a lot of promotional material out to get them ready for it in case there's, you know, some internal delays or anything like that. You got to give yourself some grace too, dog. Like I said, man, new daddy and everything. A lot of things should happen right now. You'll find out, bro. You'll find out.
It's a lot. I'm still playing catch up on just like my current work, but
that's cool, man. That's cool. So, I said earlier, I'm working on Pantheon number 6 starting in January. And I'm also working on Star Runners, which is a weekly webcomic I have just on my Patreon and my Substack. So $2 get you access to that. And so, man, trying to work, man. Trying to get these projects done and happening, man. No mastermind and just action. That's gonna be the slogan. That's gonna be no mastermind and just action. And then and yeah, so that'd be dope. Brandon, you got your set of reimagined Disney princesses.
Yeah, I was just reading through the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, I see he didn't get the remote, but still got a keyboard to map your hotkeys. But more on that next time, I suppose. Yeah, so I'm doing this for my wife. So she's got her own business, and I do a lot of her artwork for her. So that seems to be working out. So I'm doing the reimagination for right now. But see, me personally, I love the mechanical. I know we talked about that earlier. I love drawing Transformers. Oh, I absolutely love it.
Yes, sir.
So,
dude, what do you think about that Brandon collection, bro, of just your own custom Transformers?
Well, it's funny you say that. So what I like to do is I like to take popular vehicles and make them Transformers. So that's something I've been working on, but I need to do better at working on it. Do you guys know like for instance, are you anyone familiar with the Fast and Furious franchise? Turning some of those cars into Transformers? You know, some video game vehicles into Transformers.
Dude, you should make a Terry Bogard, bro. Mac, bro.
What is it?
Terry
Bogard from Fatal Fury, dude.
Oh yeah. What
But
about him?
Barry Bogart, make him, but like as a transformer.
I never thought about that.
That'd be fire, dude. I'm still waiting on my
So just like-
Dragonzord, by the way. You thought I forgot. I'm still waiting on my Megazord.
Yeah, man, that too, bro. Oh man, you know what?
Yeah, that.
It's hard. You know, the biggest balance right now that I'm dealing with is what's fun and what's client. You know,
Power
okay.
Rangers is not fun. That's what he said.
See, here's the problem, bro. See, that's the thing. I want to do it. No, some things I really want to do, and I show up and I go to a con with it, and everyone's like, "Oh,
I'm like, oh.
like what's that?"
You see it?
They're like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Well, that's Robin." They're like, "Okay, but where's Batman?"
Yeah.
Uh,
Nobody wants that guy. Yeah.
yeah. Like we always had the sidekicks. No, but the Megazord is not a sidekick. That's legit.
Sure it's not.
But yeah.
Hey,
So
man, you better get that Voltron done too before the movie come out.
I know.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: TFCon's coming back to Orlando next year.
Yeah, so you got work to do.
So I need to have my portfolio airtight for that.
So that's the thing with all the things, because I want to do Original Art Expo. My goal is to be there at least in 2 years. I'm gonna act like I'm going next year, but
Yeah.
I will do. I want to do original art shows, because I really would love to get in on that and connect with actual collectors and fans of stuff, and also artists too, because I know that'll be a huge networking opportunities there, you know. And you're not dealing with, and real talk, as an artist, you know, they put out money for original art. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be dealing. I don't have to deal with, you know, trying to lug around a whole cart full of $20 prints. You know, it's like, this is original art. This right here, yeah, dog. This is $300-400. This is this much. You know, you got people that's gonna pay it. You know what I'm saying? I actually have a concept that I'm actually putting together, and I started working on it last year, towards the middle of last year, and it is a virtual original art con, or a virtual art convention, where it'll focus on indie comic books and original comic book art. It'll all be done online, but it's not to where it's. And the concept that I got, the stuff that I'm working on, it's all going to be like you're sitting in front of your computer, but you're at a virtual convention. So you go in certain rooms, you could listen and watch panels, you know, live podcasts. Like people could pop in our podcast during the show, and you know, we're talking and hanging out. There's, you know, art auctions, all kind of stuff like that I'm working through. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna probably have by the summer. I would like to have everything kind of arranged so where I could do a dry run, like a test run of the convention. It'll be like a 1-day event for a few hours to see how it goes, and see how that is. And if it goes well and people dig it and it's done right, and it'll be focused, Tycoon, I promise. But it had a lot because, like I said, the focus original art and indie comics. That's what it is. So we're not gonna have voice actors talk to you. No voice actors here. There's just gonna be legit art for indie comics and artists and stuff like that. So if everything works out and I do it correctly, I think this could be something that's really cool and will stand out above, you know, most quote virtual cons. I know in 2020 the virtual cons were a big thing, you know, but I felt like a lot of them were not done very well because, again, they didn't know their focus. They didn't know what they wanted to do. So a lot of them that I've attended personally weren't very good. Yeah. So I'm hoping to kind of be one that'll be a legitimate one that people down the line in the next few years will be like, oh, this is happening, this virtual con. Yeah, I'm doing this one because it's a legit virtual convention. They'll have that experience. You can sit in front of the TV and watch Netflix movies all night. You can go to a virtual con and buy stuff and watch things on your computer. And interact with artists and stuff like that. Be real cool. But anyway, yeah. So I just thought we'd talk about all the stuff that we're doing and make that hot. But Tycoon, man, we appreciate you popping on tonight, man, and hanging out with us, bro.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, man. Anytime I would be down.
Okay.
And I'm usually drawing in my office anyway, so.
Cool deal. But yeah, man, appreciate you coming through, hanging out with us. And like I said, guys, we're on every Monday night between 7 and 8 p.m. We try to stay on about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. But if you guys are following us too on the Instagram, like I said, mine is ID Walker Art. Brandon is Dwight Illustrations. Tycoon is tycoon.art. If you have any questions or have a subject that you want Brandon and I to discuss on next week's show, head over to our Instagrams, or if you're watching on YouTube, head over to, go ahead and leave a comment below. Yeah, Brandon, I know you like that caricature. You like,
love it, bro.
So fire. If you have a question, leave it in the comments. If you're watching on Twitch, same thing. Go ahead and leave it in the comments, and we'll address it on the following week's show. And so we appreciate you guys coming through, hanging out with us. We appreciate the questions and participation this week. Brandon, man, it's always a pleasure. It's like Mondays become one of my favorite days of the week. And Tycoon, man, thanks for joining us tonight, bro. We'll definitely have you on again in the future.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So we'll see you guys next week on the Chillin' Sketch Podcast. Take care.
Peace out.
Peace out.